In the last video, I introduced you all to this brand new pattern, a one-off custom design. At least for now, we'll see how you guys like it. But this is a monstrous knife, very long, approximately 12 inches overall. And I showed you guys the process of bringing that through the bevel grinding, everything that went on, all the way up to preparing it for heat treat. And here it is right here, all ready for heat treat. Look at those bevels. Now we're going into the forge. We're going to harden this knife. We're going to put some flex back in it. And we're going to see a finished blade today. You don't want to tune out from this video. If you're wondering why I sound like Batman in this video, if my voice cracks or cuts out, it's because I'm dealing with a cold, guys, but I hope you'll forgive it. Look at that. This is the out of forge finish, directly out of forge. Notice it's still chalky and a little bit grimy. I'll take it, put it through my process here now, which I haven't really fully revealed before, and I don't intend to because this finish has sort of become my signature finish. It's a little different than almost anything I've seen on the market, but this knife is keeping, at least on the fuller and the flats, a forged finish. Now we're pretty much at the step where we need to find some handles, and I have selected from my collection a gorgeous piece of red lace burl. And red lace burl is an incredible wood that's just full of interesting characteristics. Along with this batch, I'm also working through several other custom orders for different clients, as well as a few that will go on the website or that you can email me about. So I'll show you some of those at the end of this video. When I am drilling holes for handle pins, I always like to stack my material like you see here. I place my knife on top like a template or a stencil. And I like drilling all of the layers at once. That way I can be sure that everything is lined up. This is also a really fast and effective way of drilling as well as versus lining up one layer at a time. You're seeing that handle now all glued up. I never show the glue up process really because it's just a boring part. You saw me drill for the pins. I grind the front so everything's nice and flush to the shape I want. I use a 2-part epoxy and glue it up. This part here is kind of interesting, and I want to show you guys the less dust you can make in your environment, the better. The less mess, the less heat you're introducing into the project. So if I can hog off a bunch of bulk material like this, I'll do that with the bandsaw first. That's far less grinding dust going out the chute, far less kicking around my grinding room here. So that's how I go about this process. It's not how everyone does it. Some people have their scales almost to shape before they glue up. I find that it's a much more time inefficient process to do that because you still have to flush grind everything after. So why go through all that process twice? Kind of my mindset. Now we're coming over to the belt grinder and we get to have fun. We get to shape this brand new knife model for the first time. So I'm sort of feeling it out. We'll start by creating 2 nice flat reference surfaces. And again, I'm working through a couple other patterns. Here's a bake apple I'm going through. But after I create that flat reference surface where I can lay it on the table here like this, now I'll perimeter grind the knife, which means I'll take in the bulk until I just kiss the tang. I don't want to actually remove any material from the tang. I'll do that all the way around so I can see the shape of my knife. That's step 2. Step 3, which we'll get to in a minute, where we actually get to shaping the handle. So we'll take those scales, we'll start carving angles on them, we'll start putting chamfers on them and rounding them in. All of this is a very step-by-step process that when you start out in the beginning, it takes a long time to get those order of operations to get down what works for you. Right now, at this point in my knife making career, every knife is done pretty much the exact same order of operations. You see, as soon as I finish the perimeter grinding, I immediately switch to handle shaping, which is what I'm doing here. After going as far as I can on a flat platen, all the heavy work really, most of the bulk material is removed now. I'll switch over to a slack belt, and I really find these scalloped belts, notice the scalloped edges, the wavy edges on these belts, that means they don't edge cut into your material. They fold. The belt itself wants to follow corners, and that's how you can see already the finish that red lace burl is taking on. Just incredible. Notice I've removed my platen. That again allows my belt to chase all those curves and contours. Just look at this handle profile, guys. Wow, this red lace burl is one of my favorites. Just incredible figuring. Now, this is with, might be comparable to like a hand-finished 800 grit. And it looks so lively there, but wait till you see this come off the buffer. This will take on like a glass-like finish because this is resin-soaked wood. This is stabilized wood. So this will take on a beautiful gloss, and then with that red liner, gonna be so good. One of my favorite parts right here. Okay, let's have a look here. Here it is in all its glory. Oh, I love this so much. This is the largest blade I've built in quite some time. Might be the largest bushcraft knife ever. I think I made a Luco that was about this length, but man, I love that. Look at that red lace burl. Full polished tang, very high grade, I'd say polished bevels on this knife. Not a true polish, these weren't hand sanded polish, but you can see, of course, very high grade finish. And this handle just gives so many options. You can see those divots carved in the red lace there. You can get a full grip back here, and you have that nice flare in all dimensions at the back. So with a pinky lanyard, you have enough weight out here to make a great chopper. Lots of meat here in the center, and you kind of have that choil to get up against. You have a second choil here if you really want to get up on the blade It's quite comfortable to take up here, especially with that material remove right here. Just lets your thumb flow right into the flat of the blade. Red lace burl like this is so beautiful. Some smudging there. Just look at the figuring in there, isn't that incredible? And the next stage is to get this beauty on the leather working bench. We're going to build a full-size leather sheath with a dangler for this thing. A sheath that can match up to the beauty of this knife. This knife is available, not spoken for yet. If you're interested in inquiring, my email will be below. You can head over to KyleNoseworthy.com. Let me show you before we tune out a couple of other cool blades that I'm working on here. I'll just show you these two little monsters, guys. Very similar styling, but a little bit different. This one has close to a full flat. You can see a slight transition. Very high degree flat. Ground quite thin. Satin finish. And this is like a pearl synthetic. I believe it's Secure Night actually material. But it's in that metallic pearl. Isn't that sweet? This just makes a wicked little mini utility knife or an EDC knife, a job site knife. Deep enough to use as a kitchen knife, certainly. This thing is 1.5 inches deep here at its deepest part. Little higher grade finish on this one, not quite as deep of a grind, but a very nice flat grind forge finish here on the flats. And then a tan G10 on this one. But look at this, monstrous 3/16 thick. This is a beastly little knife, and just look how cool it is. I think these are both getting Kydex neck sheaths. Let me know what you think. If you would like to see the sheath work for these, let me know. And whether you think they should get neck sheaths or belts, Kydex leather, leave your opinions in the comments section. But that's it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel if it's your first time here. All of my links are down below. Visit KyleNoseworthy.com. If you want to inquire about custom pieces not listed on KyleNoseworthy.com, you'll find my site there in the shop tab. If you're interested in custom pieces or something I've shown here, you'll have to shoot me an email. Kyle@np-inc.ca. Again, wrote below. But thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.